But like DJI, is it your pick? Should you be getting it? What's going on? Recently, I did a video about like some of the best beginner kits. A lot of people, when DJI started to disappear, were saying, oh, just give it a month. It's going to get better. And it looks like it is getting worse and worse and worse. I no longer recommend, and I did a video about this just the other day, if you are inside the States, I don't recommend DJI, because the analogy that I was giving is, it is like if you wanted to play video games and there was PlayStation and there was Xbox. Do not buy a PlayStation if the only thing in the shops is Xbox games. It is the same thing for DJI. Like if we have a look at the stock levels here, this is the DJI N3. So that is, where is this? So that's this goggle that I've got. This is still like the stock levels around the world are definitely not what they used to be, but they are not impossible if you live internationally. I don't know the last time that I saw DJI in stock in the States. So if we look at all these, so Rector's in the States, Pyro Drone, we've got Race Day Quads as well. So it's just, maybe a little icon. I wonder if these sites tell you when they were last in stock. Yeah, sold out. This, I don't know if this will ever come back to the States, which is a shame, because they're a great pair of goggles. If you could afford, if you could have the stock levels and this was solved and these were available, this is my recommendation. When we first reviewed these, and this is at the very start of the year, the stock levels are available for people to get. And it was like this was my choice of beginner super value option. This is what I would get if I was explaining it to myself. I would get these DJI goggles, but that is not the case. If you are inside the States, do not think about DJI. You might as well pretend that it doesn't exist, because even if you manage to ship a pair internationally, every single time you're going to be paying more money. You're going to be really fighting for stock levels. You're going to be dealing with scalpers and everything like that. It is just not a good place. Now, someone says that's because of the war, there is a shortage. And I would disagree, because there is other things. If you look here, it's got nothing to do with conflict, I don't think. Like, let's have a look at these Avatar X goggles, which you could say could be used for the same thing. Look how many stock levels this is. So here we go, USA in stock, USA, 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 USA here. Like, these effectively do the same thing that DJI does, especially if you're going to use them for a conflict. So that just totally removes that out of the equation. I think Cat X is a much stronger choice, at least for my sort of flying, for if you are in the USA. So if you're in the USA, we're in this weird, bizarro world where DJI is no longer the choice. It is no longer the recommendation. If I had a friend call me up and they were in the States and they said, hey, Stu, I want to get into flying, the sort of flying that you like to do, which is not hardcore low latency racing. That option is HD0, but just sort of flying around, enjoying some nice digital, or is the best digital that I can get, I would say, you know what? Just go Cat X, because you can actually buy the air units and buy the drones and get the stock rather than waiting. However, if you're out of the States, I still recommend going DJI. That's where, you still have access. Let's have a look at the, the 04 Lite. Now, these have been selling out quite a lot. So this is Brick Racing, I think, is over in Europe, and Buzz FPV, that's here in Australia. So there still are options. I was just talking to Phaser FPV this morning. Shout out to them. I've actually got my Phaser coffee cup. Where are we? Here we go. So yeah, shout out to Phaser. And he said that generally regarding the stock, it's sort of the same. They just keep trickling things out, but they are no longer trickling them out to the USA. His ordering experience seemed to be relatively the same as it's always sort of been. Very, very strange that the USA has gone from the #1 market down to like impossible to get for like drone enthusiasts. So I don't know, quite interesting. Conspiracy Hunter 420 saying DJI is better quality than Walksnail though in picture penetration and build quality. Yeah, I think DJI is a superior product. Absolutely. You get better penetration. Generally, you get a much better picture as well. There's the argument for like really, really long range, but I don't think 99% of the pilots are going to be doing that ultra GT long range anyway of the Cadex system. Build quality, I don't know about the 04 Lite versus the Cadex 1S Lite. I actually really like my Cadex 1S boards, but I know some other people have had some issues with them. But yeah, generally, I think you are right that DJI is a superior product, and I would recommend it. That's why I say I would recommend it unless you're in the States. And if I lived in the States, I would be choosing a Cadex system. Robert is saying, Goggles X are legit. I've had so many sets, even HD0. Goggles X are my favorite at the moment. Okay, that's quite interesting. Analog can go for more than 20 kilometers. Yeah, analog is also pretty amazing. The problem is I am spoiled by the nice visuals of flying around with digital. I'm definitely not a great time for FPV, and I don't think it's going to get better. Like I've been saying that for a while. If you are on the fence, you want to try this hobby, and you think, oh, I'll just wait till DJI's in stock. Don't. Fly today. Fly today. Choose a system today. Either go HD0 or go to some racing and get like right into whoops. Or if you want to do some just general tree flying and flying with your friends out in the field, go Cadex. Or maybe you want to go analog. Don't wait for DJI. And I really feel for all the DJI pilots out there who spent a ton of money getting their goggles, getting their DJI Goggles 3, and now they've got no way to replace their drones. Because if I had to fly, and I wouldn't be doing the sort of flying that I do if I only had one camera, one air unit, and I couldn't replace it. I'd fly so much more timid, and it it wouldn't be the same. Nobody wants to crash and break their stuff, but it's nice to at least have that option when you do that, to be able to go and find a replacement. Bobcat is saying Walksnar's always been the best system for fixed wings, and they allowed for third-party antennas. And Gamer Drone says, I think most dudes flying long range over the mountains use analog. Yeah, different strokes for different folks.